Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. So let's actually explore what if Bitcoin follows about the same pattern as the last 4 year cycle. Now, the 4 year cycle thing is a little bit thrown off because we had a double top back in 2021. The second top I think was like more manipulation, but we're going to consider the second top the top because it was the top of Bitcoin, even though not the top of altcoins. So based on the top in 2017 and the top in 2021, you can see that about a year after the top, both of them kind of like reached their lows. Now, that was pretty much the lowest point that we actually got after 2017. And this might be the lowest point Bitcoin gets after the top in 2021. And it took about a month. And this, back in 2018, this was because of the Craig Wright hash war. This obviously is because of the FTX fallout. Now, the Craig Wright hash war didn't invite as much regulatory scrutiny as the FTX fallout. But as you can see, just like in December of this year, we kind of reached a low after the FTX fallout. In December of 18, we also reached a low because of the hash war, and it stayed that low for roughly maybe 4 months. We didn't really start coming up until April, and if that holds true for this as well, we probably won't start coming up until about April of 23. So the thing about April of 23 is we should start coming up if it follows, and then we should have kind of like a mini bull run like early midsummer 2023. And this little bull run actually got us to about 13,000. The graph only says 11,000, but I do remember it being 13,000 because I was on a family trip to Yellowstone that particular year, and I remember it getting to about 13,000 as I was hiking in the park itself. So that's kind of like where this was. That's really where this was back in 2019. And throughout the rest of the summer in 2019, it fell a little bit. And the most it fell to was about 7,000 after it got to 17,000. So, if it gets to like 40, 45K, it might fall to like just above 20K. Or maybe a little bit more now because of the whole regulatory scrutiny. Now, even if Bitcoin has this rise to 40, 45K, I don't expect altcoins to rise like that, even if Ripple wins the case, because if Ripple wins the case, I think the SEC has made it plenty clear that it will appeal, so people will still kind of be in fear. If Ripple loses the case, probably won't get an altcoin thing at all. It'll just be Bitcoin. Now, the thing about this is that after the 2020, after it kind of waddling back and forth in the higher territory, we suddenly had a drop in March of 2020, which in this parallel would be March of 2024. I don't really expect that particular drop this time around because that was because of COVID closing all the businesses down. I don't really see that happening again, so we're going to take that out. I do expect us to drop from that, $40,000 to $45,000 mark, maybe to about 30,000 and kind of like resting there, maybe for another year until we get to maybe later on in 2024, June 2024, September 2024. I do think it's going to be moved up a little bit because it doesn't exactly take 4 years. It takes maybe like 3 years and 9 months. So maybe like in June of 2024, we'll actually start going up significantly. And, according to this graph, I'm not really sure what the maximum peak will be, but I'm guessing somewhere between 120 and 150K Bitcoin. Altcoins are a lot harder to determine, but I think they'll go higher too once that bull run comes. And I do think the US Congress will rewrite some of those laws because it won't want to lose all the altcoin business. So that's kind of like what I think will happen if Bitcoin follows the 4 year cycle this time around. So let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.